Dolly is the kind of performer where, in a weird way, we're always trying to keep up with her. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Performance Perspective, where we watch different performances and then we share our perspectives. If you're new here, hi, I'm Carolyn, but you can call me Care. And today we're talking about Dolly. Now, when I was first of like, okay, let's talk about Dolly, because why not? Of course, I was thinking maybe we should talk about 9 to 5. But here's the truth. I've never seen the musical version. So if you've seen it, I would love to know your thoughts. I love the movie, and it's something where, again, there's just something about Dolly where she just always seems to be ahead with the times, and then we just kind of try and catch up with her. And I love that. But anyways, there is a musical that I've seen Dolly in, and that is Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Yes, you heard that right. And it was quite controversial in obvious ways and not so obvious ways. Today we take a closer look at one of Dolly Parton's most memorable and controversial roles in the 1982 musical comedy, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. So picture it, the dusty roads of Lanville County, Texas, and the infamous Chicken Ranch brothel. Our leading lady, Miss Mona, has been running this joint and juggling a 12-year, let's say, complex romance with Sheriff Ed Earl Dodd. There's a wink and a nudge as Ed Earl turns a blind eye to the ranch's risque business. Now, this isn't just some run-of-the-mill brothel story. The Chicken Ranch has been stirring up gossip since 1910, but the real twist comes when Melvin P. Thorpe, a TV watchdog, decides to put the spotlight on this hush-hush operation. Suddenly, we're in a whirlwind of love, power, struggles, and shifting societal views, all served up with the signature Texas flair. Yeehaw. Let's rewind to where it all began. Carol Hall's Broadway hit in 1978, Carolyn Glynn absolutely owned the role of Miss Mona on stage, under the direction of the talented Peter Masterson and Tommy Tune. This show wasn't just a hit, it was a Tony-sweeping sensation. But fast forward to 1982 when Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds took the reins for the film's adaptation. And whoa, did they bring a new flavor to it. We're talking a cocktail humor, drama, and that unmistakable Dolly sparkle. And get this, the Chicken Ranch, it's not just a fictional backdrop. This story is rooted in real Texas history. So now I'm curious, does knowing this based on actual events change your perspective on the film? It's like peeling back the layers of history and drama, right? So let's talk about Dolly Parton's role in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. When Dolly stepped into Miss Mona's shoes, she was doing way more than just acting. She was making a bold statement. From her humble beginnings in a tiny Tennessee cabin to becoming a country music legend, Dolly has always been about breaking barriers and challenging norms. And as Miss Mona, she brought this fearless spirit to the forefront, shining a light on real issues and emotions. But hold up, this film isn't just about its leading lady. It hit the ground running, raking in almost $70 million at the box office and grabbing a bunch of award nominations. Yet the heart of this movie lies in the story. Miss Mona, a woman both cherished and respected in her town, fights to keep her business, the Chicken Ranch, afloat and amid societal judgments. It's a tale that warms your heart and makes you think all at once. And here's where Dolly truly connects. She's always had this unique understanding of those living on society's fringes, like sex workers. Dolly looks beyond the labels and sees the heart and soul of these individuals. This movie shows us that these women are more than their profession, and they're individuals with dreams, hopes, and rich emotional lives. But let's be clear, Dolly wasn't trying to glamorize the life of a sex worker. Instead, she was spotlighting society's glaring hypocrisies. In portraying Miss Mona, she played a role that for many isn't a choice, but a necessity. It's a powerful message wrapped in an entertaining and enlightening package. So let's open up the discussion. How does Dolly's portrayal of Miss Mona and the true story behind the Chicken Ranch alter our perception of the film? It's a rich tapestry of history, drama, and heartfelt storytelling, the kind only Dolly Parton can weave. Now this is random, but the name Chicken Ranch, how it got the name, is because the girls working there would accept chickens as payment, so therefore the ranch was filled with lots of chickens. Dolly's connection to the theme runs deep. She sung about sex workers, met them, and found them to be some of the kindest souls around. This movie, according to her, is a tearjerker that shows their humanity. And about that moral majority, Dolly wasn't trying to glamorize prostitution, she was pointing out the hypocrisy. Not everyone as lucky as me, she said. I get to play a prostitute, not be one.
Our Miss Dolly being a madam, how are you going to handle that?
Well, when I first had the opportunity to do this picture, I had some reservations about whether or not I should do it, just because of the title. It sounds like it's a real horrible thing, but the person, I mean, it's like a story. It's a musical comedy, and it's not that big a deal. It's not like I'm actually going to run a whorehouse. I'm just going to play the part. So that was all fine, and I don't think anybody is having that much of a problem, because the people back home know me.
When Dolly Parton joined the cast of The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas in 1982, audiences expected a musical comedy filled with her trademark charm and wit. However, behind the scenes, Dolly was navigating a personal storm that contrasted sharply with the film's lighthearted facade. In a revealing conversation with Andy Warhol, Dolly opened up about her struggles during the movie's production. She admired her co-stars, including Burt Reynolds and Jim Nabors, but admitted the experience was far from enjoyable. Whorehouse was not fun, Dolly expressed in her interview with Interview magazine. This candid admission hinted at the turmoil beneath her typically vibrant persona. At that time, Dolly was dealing with health issues, exasperated by emotional and business-related challenges. The stress and tension from these challenges took a toll on her both mentally and physically, overshadowing the film's success and her own performance. Interestingly, the difficulties Dolly faced were not related to her marriage with Carl Dean or her professional rapport with Burt Reynolds, as some might have speculated. Instead, she described the root cause as a personal business affair. It was a complex situation involving long-standing relationships that, while steeped in the mutual love and respect, had become emotionally taxing. Dolly's predicament centered around making difficult decisions about her professional circle. These were people she had worked with for years, sharing not just business success, but also deep emotional bonds. The decision to part ways with some of these individuals, though necessary, was fraught with pain and heartache. Dolly's sensitive nature only amplified the difficulty of these choices. Despite the hardships, Dolly's resilience shone through. She viewed this challenging period as a crucial learning experience, one that made her really smart. Dolly realized that retirement was not an option for her. This revelation propelled her to never allow herself to be in a similar situation again. Also, if you are a true Dolly fan, you would know that she was the original writer for I Will Always Love You, which is from this musical. You probably recognize it with Whitney Houston, but it was this song that she wrote about the situation that she was going through. And she and she dedicated the song to that person. Dolly's experience during the filming of The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas serves a poignant reminder of the complexities behind the glitter of stardom. It underscores the reality that even the most celebrated figures face personal challenges that are often hidden from public view. As she emerged from this difficult phase, Dolly Parton's indomitable spirit was evident. She continued to inspire millions with her music, her philanthropy, and her unwavering positivity. Her journey during this period is a testament to her strength and her ability to turn adversity into a source of empowerment. In summary, while The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas remains a beloved film in Dolly Parton's career, the personal challenges she faced during its making add a layer of depth to her already fascinating persona. Dolly's ability to navigate through tough times with grace and emerge stronger is a powerful part of her enduring legacy. Time to dish out the scoop on why the best little whorehouse in Texas stirred up such a storm back in the 80s. Grab your popcorn because this is a juicy one. First off, let's talk titles. The word whorehouse right in the name. Oh boy, did that ruffle some feathers. Canadian TV ads were like, beep, we can't say that. And some places even renamed it to Best Little Cat House in Texas. Talk about a makeover. But wait, there's more. The movie wasn't just in its title, it had scenes and lines that made the censors go wild. Take the song 20 Fans. Originally, it had a line that was a little too risque for TV. Let's just say it involved thanking Jesus in an unique way. The TV version, they switched it up to good old hallelujah. And then there's Dolly Parton, our queen. She's starring opposite Burt Reynolds and thinks, hey, why not spice up their character's relationship? Genius, right? But nope, the screenwriter and critics were not having it. They thought it strayed too far from the real life story. Dolly, ever the trailblazer, faced the music head on. Now, about Melvin P. Thorpe, playing by Dom DeLuise. Gosh, I love him in this role. He's based on the real-life newsman Marvin Zindler. The movie's iconic wig snatching moment totally happened in real life. Talk about art imitating life, or is it the other way around? The plot thickens with the journalist Larry L. King. He's the guy who wrote the original Playboy article that inspired the whole shebang. He co-wrote the stage musical and the screenplay, but oh boy, he was not happy with the movie's direction. King and Burt Reynolds almost came to blows over it. Can you imagine that showdown? And just when you thought it couldn't get more wild, enter the UK's video nasty controversy. The movie got seized by police. They thought it was an actual adult film because of the title. Oops. But here's the twist. When Dolly stepped into Miss Mona's shoes, it was more than just a role. It was a declaration, a bold statement from a woman who's never shied away from standing up for what she believes in. Dolly herself said it perfectly. There are many wonderful people in this world, but there are many more who just think they're wonderful. She's talking about those self-righteous folks who judge her for being too open and free. Classic Dolly, right? Always calling it as she sees it with a twinkle in her eye. Dolly always had this incredible ability to empathize, to really get inside other people's stories. The film, an adaptation of a hit Broadway musical, was a box office sensation, earning nearly $70 million and several award nods. But at its heart, the story of Miss Mona, the beloved madam of the Chicken Ranch brothel. She's not just a character, she's the soul of the town, with even the sheriff in her corner. Things get all sorts of crazy when a reporter decides this brothel is his next big story. But here's where Dolly really shines. She brings depth and humanity to Miss Mona, showing us a woman who's more than her profession. She's a figure of strength, compassion, and resilience, qualities that Dolly herself embodies. Despite the controversy, or perhaps because of it, Dolly's role in the film became a pop culture beacon. It challenged norms, opened discussions, and paved the way for future boundary-pushing content in mainstream media. Dolly Parton, through the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, showcased her ability to be ahead of her time while remaining profoundly present. I think women find more ways to express themselves and be able to be in charge of their bodies versus others using them. Makes me think of women that are empowered by taking boudoir photography, running their own OnlyFans account, or being open that it may not be their lifestyle, but it doesn't really affect them because we can go ahead and coexist together. Dolly Parton is a true icon. Her legacy continues to inspire and resonate. I mean, can we just continue gushing about Dolly? I mean, she's 77 years old, I believe so, right? There is just something about her talent and even the way she sings. She could take a pop song And then it's almost, I don't know how she does it, but she has this way of being so tender and powerful all at the same time. There's something about her voice whenever she sings like even a Miley Cyrus song where I'm like, oh, I just want to cry because it's so beautiful.
Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always love you.
Dolly's work ethic is awe-inspiring. She's up before the sun and pours her heart into everything she does. Her generosity knows no bounds, from donating millions for children's books to funding COVID-19 vaccine research. And Dolly, the business mogul, she's aced everything from Dollywood to Netflix. But what truly wins us over is her authenticity and kind heart, shining through in every sparkly outfit and sky-high heel. And let's not forget, this icon made her own guitar and sang to pigs. If that's not inspiring, I don't know what is. Dolly Parton isn't just a performer, she's a movement. She teaches us to be true to ourselves, stand up for what we believe in, and do it with a little glitter. She's a living example of how to gracefully navigate a world full of contrast and challenges. From the best little whorehouse in Texas to her philanthropic endeavors, Dolly continues to inspire and amaze us. She's truly a timeless icon, and her legacy is one that will resonate for generations to come. So there you have it, folks. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas wasn't just a musical comedy, it was a cultural bombshell. It challenged norms, pushed boundaries, and got people talking. So what's your take on all the buzz around The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas? Was it just a fleeting controversy, or did it really stir the pot? And hey, have you seen this musical? I'm a big fan and totally recommend it. It's a mix of fun, sass, and some aspirational qualities. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and without further ado, take care, darling.